what is your research saying about Banda Singh Bahadur? I know that you are a book writer, historian. We would love to know about how did Banda Singh Bahadur really met Guru Gobind Singh? Was it his real name? He was born in a Sikh army family. What was the story behind it?
You see, Banda Singh Bahadur was known as Lakshman Das and his Lakshman Dev. His father's name, which had been given by Gyan Singh, was Ramdev. And Gyan Singh described him, the father, as an ordinary plowman Rajput of the Bhardwaj Gotra. Now that is a very odd thing, because it is like putting a square peg in a round hole. Initially, Rajputs never had any Gotras. They were either Suryavanshi, ya Chandravanshi, or Agnikul. Gotra to sirf Brahmano ke, only Brahmins had Gotra. The Rajput rulers acquired Gotras of their Pandits, who used to come and do puja and for their ceremonies, death, marriage, etc. and other things. So the Rajput took the Gotra of the Brahman. So basically Rajput do not have Bhardwaj Gotra. Bhardwaj Gotra is Mohyal Brahman. So that is the first hint that Banda Singh Bahadur was a Mohyal Brahman.
Friends, before going further, we at bharatmarg.com are involved in Sanatana Dharma Prachar and also exposing all anti-Hindu activities and fighting for our Desha Dharma. Join hands with us by liking www.facebook.com/bharatmarg page, also at Twitter at bharatmarg, and YouTube just by subscribing. Also clicking on that notification button to get an instant update as we post important updates and videos. You can also become the part of our WhatsApp club to get one dharmic message a day, which goes around the world, by sending us a message at +1 647 964 4790.
Second, Rajputs thought it very derogatory to hold the plough. They used to employ peasants to do that menial job. They were very fond of holding sword. Whereas the Mohyal Brahmins, they were landlords, they were rulers in Afghanistan, in Sindh, and in Kashmir also. In the northwest frontiers, they ruled for hundreds of years. They held back the Arab invasions for 300 years. You will find that the Mohyals have the emblem of the sword and the plough.
Oh wow! Okay.
That is the second proof that Banda Singh Bahadur was not a Rajput. The third proof is no Rajput has ever said that Banda Singh Bahadur belonged to my family or that he was a Rajput. You see, Mohyals have claimed him, but they have not given sufficient proof. In my book, I will be giving detailed proof from original Persian sources.
Wow, that should be interesting to read, for sure.
It will be. It will be. I researched this for...
we will be waiting to read it, because it's a great opportunity to learn about a hero.
And it will put a controversy which has been going on for 300 years. Even the most famous Sikh historian who wrote the best book on Banda Singh Bahadur, the best historian so far, who has written most comprehensively about Banda Singh Bahadur, has been Ganda Singh. He wrote his book, Life of Banda Singh Bahadur, in 1935. Now he says that the case of Banda Singh Bahadur presents perhaps the strangest array of difficulties and paradoxes in the whole range of Sikh biography. He admits that there are paradoxes and there are very grey spots which have not been cleared. And he could not clear this identity of Banda Singh Bahadur.
Wow.
You see, he also, and Irwin before him, William Irwin was Mughal historian. He did for the Mughals what Colonel Todd did for the Rajputs, what Sardesai did for the Marathas. Fine. So these historians are the top historians. Now, taking information about Banda Singh Bahadur, they made a mistake that they took the information from Gyan Singh, who wrote about 150 years after Banda Singh Bahadur. Well, I will be using sources who were contemporaries of Banda Singh Bahadur. Now, Gyan Singh and Thornton, there was another historian, Thornton, he wrote about Sikh history also. They both say that Banda Singh Bahadur was born at Rajouri. I will prove that he was not born in Rajouri. He was born near Anandpur Sahib at Pandori.
Wow.
I've got proof of that. Original. Secondly, they say.
So these proofs will be in your book, upcoming book,
Yes.
is that right?
Exactly. Not only his place of birth, but his year of birth also has been wrongly given as 1670. I will prove that he was born in 1661. Then again, the place of the last stand, where the last battle took place, the Mughals laid siege for almost 9 months to that place, has been given as Gurdas Nangal. That is about 8-9 kilometers southwest of Gurdaspur in Punjab. I will prove that that is not the place, that Gurdas Nangal was not the place of the last stand. The place of the last stand was the ancestral fort of Banda Singh Bahadur. I'll reveal that in a book, because this is a very important point. So you see his age, his date of birth, year of birth, place of birth, place of the last stand. These things are very important. And his family not being a Rajput. See, when you want to put somebody's history into doubt, what do? You change the date of birth, you change the date of place of birth, you change the caste, the creed, and so you have something which is like Ganda Singh has said, that he has an array of difficulties and paradoxes in his biography. Ab dekho, if there is one paradox or one difficulty, it is understandable. But when you have an array of them, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that means that somebody has been doing mischief.
Mischief, yes.
In my book, I will reveal who has done the mischief and why.
Wow.
So
That's
that book is going to be very interesting. And I'll be adding a few more battles which have not been given by Ganda Singh and other historians. They missed out some battles. You see, actually, Ganda Singh was well versed in Persian language, in Farsi language. So was William Irwin. But I don't know why somehow or the other they missed out on these hints. The hints are very subtle. Very, very delicate hints. And perhaps it's God's will that I caught them. Perhaps it's my duty to bring out this truth in front of everyone and to give Banda Singh Bahadur his rightful place in history and to give the Sikh history its rightful legendary hero, and they know everything about him, who he was, what he was, where he was from. So they say that in Sikhism there is no caste, there is no creed, everybody is of the same caste. Fine, I agree with that. But if you will see the history book, we have given all the castes, all the names of the ancestors, of all the gurus, of all the Sikh generals. So why should we not do that with Banda Singh Bahadur?
That's a very, very straightforward question.
All the gurus were Khatris. They were, Bedi, then there were Trihan, Bhalla, then they were Sodhis. From the 4th guru onwards, they were Sodhis. They're all Khatris. So we know their background. It's important to know the background. Now, if you know the background of your guru, then why should I hide the background of Banda Singh Bahadur?
Very, very right.
I will reveal it.